Hi everyone, I'm Modern Mulan and welcome to IC Stories Manila episode 22, The Island Collective. So pag-uusapan natin ngayon kung sino nga ba sila at bakit ba mainitin ang usapan kapag sila ang pinag-uusapan. So ayan, hello po sa mga napakaagang viewers natin. Of course, from The Gamer, lagi na una yan. Maraming salamat. Scout Martin, hello, kumusta kayo? Jeremiah Ezama, hello. Damtex, kumusta po? Ayan, OxforDigitaLab, of course. Thank you for being here. Yes, good evening, everyone. To everyone na nasa Philippines or kung nasaan man kayo ngayon, please let us know sa comment section natin or sa live chat natin where you're watching this from. Shide, maraming salamat for always being here. Every J, Shabella, Ice Shot, thank you so much. So yan, wala pa si Sir Apen Crypto, no? Pero mamaya may mga information sa atin. Sabi ni Shazad, what's this all about? Don't worry, please stay tuned. We'll let you know what this episode is about. Ella, good evening. Hello, kumusta po kayo? Datex, yes, hello. So, ayan, napakarami na nangyari since our last episode. And as usual, towards the end, magkakaroon tayo ng recap what happened and kung ano yung mga pwede nating abangan. So ayan, huwag natin patagalin pa, no? This is going to be a very exciting episode. Napakarami natin i-cover from the Island Collective. We'll hear from them mismo, diretso po, kung ano ba ito, no? At saka what they're working on at anong may expect natin sa kanila. So huwag natin patagalin pa, meron silang pa-demo later on. And you know the drill. I-ready nyo na yung mga questions ninyo. Ihanda nyo na lahat ng mga yan dahil kayo mismo ay matatanong nyo sa kanila. No? So, you can send them in as early as now. And you know the drill. Pipili tayo ng 5 questions. And we're also going to give out ICPs for everyone. So yeah, huwag natin patagalin pa. Let's call in Will and Magic from the Island Collective. Hi, Will. Hi, Magic. How are you?
Hello.
Hi there. Doing great, thanks.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having us, and it's amazing to get the chance to show you our project. And thank you also for bringing the internet computer's amazing technology to the world.
Yeah, it's been great. We've been really looking forward for this show. So thanks everyone for turning up, and thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Likewise. Before we did this episode, I actually have received some questions already, but we'll tackle those towards the end. So yeah, I know. So our community is very much excited and for the demo as well. So you guys will be showing that in a while. But before that, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into the Web3 space and how the project came to be?
Yeah, sure. So we started this project, I guess, about 18 months ago. We found out about the internet computer. We started looking at the possibilities for working with VR, which has been a passion of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just grew stage by stage. We were very lucky to get grants from the Divinity Foundation. And so we used that to kind of to build lots of exciting things.
Wow. So now tell us a bit about, the Island Collective. What are you guys working on right now?
So we saw the opportunity here to make, we look at kind of Web3, we think about the kind of blockchain security and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to provide an immersive experience. So what we wanted to do is bring something that is, it's all about VR. It's also open to anyone. And we want to make sure that that we kind of challenge this idea of like the 3D web being in the hands of big tech. So we're all about bringing this to the community and trying to give away as much as we can.
I saw a little bit of the demo earlier, and I just like to say that it's going to be very interesting because you get to traveling is very difficult, or people can't just leave their houses anytime. So I think giving them the opportunity to do so, to have this immersive experience right at their homes, is something that is truly exciting, and I'm sure people would be very much into once this goes out.
Yeah.
I heard that you have like a video that you could share, right? Maybe we could.
Okay.
Show that?
I can. Yeah. I'll show the video. Just a second. There we go.
So many people say hi. Espresso, hi. How are you? Oh, here.
Okay.
There we go.
There's a wonderful tropical soundtrack to this. You can get a flavor of that on the island.
Did he just dive?
So I should say, actually, you saw that was Magic Bowling there. One of the first, that's a very good question already. And one of the first things that inspired us to do this stuff was when we were in the first lockdown came around. And I realized that it was going to be a long time before I was going to go bowling again. I love going bowling, and it was like, well, that's a very public place. So I thought, what I can do is make a VR bowling simulator, and then I can bowl in my house. And so I did.
Nice.
And that you did. I think it's also a very good way to connect with people. Like if you're friends with someone who lives, like 1,000 kilometers away from you, you're like, hey, we could still connect, and you could still do activities with them even though you're apart. So I think it's a really cool experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's lots of really interesting ways that you can connect. Like, for example, if you have a family member who lives in another country, you can go to a museum together, like in a virtual space, and you can have a day out and go and walk around and really connect over something. It's not just talking to them, but also sharing that experience. And I think it's really a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I want to say that what really distinguish Island Collective from all the other sort of VR metaverses and other places is the fact that we store the experience on the internet computer canister. So therefore, the experience is accessible from the browser. So you don't need to download any apps, anything. You can just go to the browser, go to the web address, click once, and you are already in the experience, just like that, without any approvals, without any...
and it's
no
VR
hassle,
ready.
No hassle, no hassle. You just click the link and you
we love that. I mean,
are you there? And we're gonna show you this in a couple seconds how it really works, how easy it is to access it. It's no barriers. Oh, hello.
Here he is.
Sir Nelson is here. Hi,
Hey,
Sir Nelson.
GM, everyone.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry.
Kidding.
Yeah, a problem with the connection right now here. The weather is rainy here.
Nice.
How are you guys?
GM. Good. Yeah.
Great.
Perfect. You just right on time because we are just about to show the demo, I guess.
Okay, great.
So yeah.
Yes, please. I was really waiting for this. I'm super excited.
Yeah, go ahead,
for
please.
this one.
All right. So Will is going to share the screen. I'm going to wear the VR headset there. I'm going to stand here, and you can guys see me. You can see the screen. So that's going to happen very soon.
Okay. So I've just got one monitor, but there should be... Okay, I think this is going to be...
You mentioned earlier that you guys will be showing like 4 different locations, right? So could you talk a little bit about the first one that you'll be showing?
Yeah, sure. The first one we're going to show, this is... here, hopefully you can see this one now. So the first one we're going to show, this is the island. So this is the starting point. You can see that this is also running on a canister. Here I'm starting in the middle of the island, and you've got this kind of tropical vibe, a kind of soothing, some waves to listen to. This is where, when you're joining the Island Collective, this is where you start from. This is where we're kind of the intro to the place.
Okay, yeah.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over here. Oh, and Magic's here already. He beat me to it. So you can see him dancing around, also in real life and in this space.
Yeah.
So the first thing I want to point out about this
so
is
funny, like watching Magic. Sorry, like watching on his VR. It's so cool.
So the thing I want to point out about this as well is that this is a peer-to-peer connection. So all of the data is traveling right from my browser to the headset that Magic is wearing. There's no servers in the middle. So there's no way to take the data or to do that.
Yeah.
This is fully peer-to-peer.
Cool.
Yeah. Completely decentralized.
Exactly. So this was really important. This is one of the first things we set up. We wanted to make sure that there's full data privacy. So on the internet computer, you're protecting the code, because that can't be tampered with. That's one of the big features of the internet computer. But then we also wanted to make sure that the networking has the same kind of security. So after we did the sharing of avatars, then we started to look at some like basic games that we could play. So we got the beach ball over here. So we can throw this around, and this is also being shared, or just fully over peer-to-peer.
Yeah.
So
And that's
this the second thing that we set up is also the physics system. So we wanted everything to kind of feel realistic. We wanted everything to move in a nice way, which means you can run and jump and throw things around, and we wanted everything to feel kind of natural. So this is all set up to imitate real physics. So the beach ball has the right kind of weight. It has the right kind of drag when you throw it into the air. It's all calculated down to like the very, very minute details.
Okay.
I'm just going to head over here to the other game that we put in. And this is a little basketball court for those of you that like playing basketball.
Yeah, of course, here in the Philippines, you love basketball.
Yeah. I've heard it's pretty popular over there. And inside the basketball court, we put a few references to some of the people that we kind of helped us to make.
Nice. Yeah.
So there's a nod to some of these people.
That's a good touch.
We wanted to recognize as well, like we're developers, we're building on top of a lot of other people's work. This is not something that we created from nothing. Like with all software development, it requires a lot of people to kind of build the foundations, and then we come in and we do something on top. So people have done amazing work, and we're adding something on top of that as well. Yeah.
Can you shoot the ball?
It's much easier in VR. You can do it on the desktop. It works with the. But this is really we wanted to make this kind of designed for VR.
I agree.
So obviously you can use it on a PC as well, but Magic just recently learned how to dunk. It's really exciting.
That's cool. That's cool. There.
That looks so fun. I want to try it. So for this location, like what inspired this place? I heard that you're in. Where are you based again? I heard you talking about the beach earlier. So is this from your hometown? Like
We're in the UK.
Was that your inspiration? Oh yeah, in the UK.
We both love spending time on tropical islands, so the inspiration was from that. Yeah. So one last thing I'll mention here.
Location, right?
Yeah, this is the first one. It's a relatively straightforward scene. It's just got some nice things to explore. The last thing is here inside the tent. We got some music. Magic's going to be DJ for a little while. And you can see that he's playing around.
I love that.
We want to hear Magic DJs.
Let's go, Magic.
So also the sounds that you hear in this space, The sound is spatial sound, so it has a direction. It's not just playing through kind of flat through the speakers. So if you turn around, it's coming from behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
we thought this was really
That's
important to.
Very interactive. Very immersive.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything we do, we wanted to make sure that it's kind of fitting for the immersive experience. That's really important to us. We don't want to compromise on that, and we want to make sure you have like a really, really powerful experience when you get there.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a glitch with that. I think I grabbed one of his hands, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah. How big is this place? How big are you looking at?
The island, you can see kind of the limits of it out into the ocean here as I go around. So there are some, because this is a website, right? I mean, this is a full VR experience running inside a website,
that's the thing,
inside a canister. So there are some limitations to the amount of complexity that you can do. And that's one of the things we wanted to show here, is that really what the edge of the technology is right now. And this is what's possible. If you wanted to make a full city with lots of blocks and all this stuff, there are interesting ways to do that. But you're going to suffer on performance, and then the experience gets a bit worse. So we wanted to show what's realistic and what people can make right now.
Yeah, but the good thing here is we are early. You're early doing this, and the technology will just get better in the future, and you'll basically benefit from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we started with the baseline. This runs, so not only is it VR, it also runs on a standalone headset. So this is designed to run on a Quest 2 or the Pico. I have a Pico 3 here. This is the one I use for development. So you don't have to be tethered. You can walk around with it and like that. So that's again part of the experience. And as the devices improve, then we'll add new features and we'll kind of grow it even more.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was asked, Julian. Were you able to ask their journey into the internet computer, right?
No, not yet. So we're yet to fully talk about that.
Okay, so we can go into that now. We can come back and do some more demos of the other places in a little bit.
Yeah, we can definitely do another demo. We also would like to hear your story, your journey into building this, and how did you discover internet computer, and why did you choose internet computer? Great work, Magic, by the way.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah,
great work in shooting the ball.
Yeah.
I wait, before you answer that, I do have a question on VR. I think the challenge will be the unit itself. When you wear it, sometimes you get dizzy. You cannot stay too long. Is it still the same experience right now?
So yes. So there's still some obviously problems with locomotion. However, if you are like an everyday user, you can kind of get used to it. So the more you use VR headset, actually, after a time, you get used to it so much that you don't feel dizzy that much like at the very beginning. Because if someone is wearing a VR headset for the very first time, then the brain is kind of doesn't fully understand what's going on. So some people might feel dizzy at the beginning, but once your brain kind of get used to it after some time, you can spend way much more. It's like cycling a bike. At the beginning you can't really cycle very well, but after a while you have no problem. So it's very similar with VR.
Yeah.
And also the hardware, the headsets, they're getting better and better, and the comfort is improving as well. Because I remember wearing some headsets 5 years ago, and they were horrible.
Yeah,
I couldn't stand
actually,
more than 20 minutes. So,
I would just add one point to that as well, which is something that we worked hard on, which was there's a lot of optimization you can do inside the experience to keep the frame rate high. Really, this motion sickness gets a lot worse when the frame rate goes down. So if you're running at like 20 or 25 FPS, then that can be really quite difficult because your eyes work much faster than that. So we target 60 FPS as a kind of minimum. and we want to make sure that we keep that really high, and that's been one of our standards throughout.
Yeah, will it be a factor with regards to the internet connection, the speed? Because here versus the other countries here in the Philippines, we have a bit of a slower, speed.
Yeah.
So not really, actually, no. So the internet connection will sometimes affect the network, the peer-to-peer network.
Okay.
But there's actually only a small amount of data traveling over that. So we worked
Okay.
really hard to keep that to like no overheads. So
It's
there's
good
the
here.
absolute minimum.
Okay, great. Yeah, going back, Magic and Will, with regards to your journey. Yeah, our show really is called IC Stories. We really want to hear the stories of the developers, the founders, the project owners, in order for it to be heard here in the Philippines. Philippines is a gaming country. We love games. It's also, they say, metaverse country, and most likely it's going to be VR in the future. Can you tell us your story? How did you start? How did you meet? And why did you choose internet computer?
I can say something. So we worked together originally. We started an engineering company. We were working together, and we became friends. And then actually we were housemates for a while as well. And while we were living together, then we thought we were chatting a lot. We were talking about like the different possibilities for things we could do. And then when we came to realize that we had the tools and the expertise to actually make these VR online experiences, we just started talking and finding all these different ways that we could explore this idea. So we thought, we need to start a company. We need to start a company to actually make this happen. And start kind of sharing this, and no one else was doing it at the time. What you're looking at is called WebXR. Fundamentally, it's about XR on the web. So the web XR space is really not so explored at the moment, and so we really wanted to push that.
So we are
this is really the key distinction between us and someone like the Sandbox or Decentraland, is that we're doing WebXR and they're making apps.
Okay.
So our experience is accessible from the browser, and usually other experiences you need to install app and probably give some data and things like this.
Yeah.
While our experiences are instantly accessible.
But then, so coming to the internet computer, so we started this company, kind of building this stuff. We're using Unity to make it. It's very a well-known platform, the Unity game engine. And one of the things about Unity, the way it's created, it uses a format called WebAssembly. And for those people that are familiar with the internet computer, then you'll know that the canister also uses WebAssembly.
Yeah.
And so we saw that and we're like, that's interesting. I wonder if it's the same WebAssembly, because not all WebAssembly is the same WebAssembly. So we did a small grant. We started off with a $5,000 grant, and we wanted to try it out, and it worked great.
Okay. So currently you got the higher grant to move forward with your project.
That's right. So what we're showing off, what we've just released now, and what we're showing today, is the result of the big grant that followed on from that.
Wow. So we already saw one. Can you show us the second location?
Yeah, let's show more. We do have a lot of questions later, and later we also have community questions. I can see a lot of comments right now that we'll address later.
I know, they're already flooding in.
There's so many good questions already. Sure. So let's see. Magic, which one should we do now?
Let's have some demo. Feel free to demo everything.
Should we go bowling?
Bowling, yeah.
Let's go bowling.
Oh yeah, the bowling one is very interesting.
So yeah, this is, as I mentioned, this was one of the first concepts that we had, but we really we've been polishing this over time. It's been through a few iterations, and coming back to the physics idea, this was really important because when you're throwing a bowling ball, I'm just going to move
Nice.
this. You want it to have the right sort of roll, the right kind of spin. You want to have the right friction on the lane. You want to make sure everything's moving as you expect. And so we really kind of we put a lot of effort.
When you release the ball from your hands, you expect it in such a way that it will turn or something.
Yeah, and I can even you'll notice here that it's in Spanish. We also set up this menu to work in different languages depending on where you're from.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
It works in English and Spanish and Mandarin.
Great. Is there a background music most likely?
There is some background sound.
Okay.
Actually, there's another feature as well there. So Magic, I guess.
No, can you make a room? Okay, yeah.
Okay, I've made a room. So here I've created a room here. You can see it's come up on there. If other people make rooms, then you can drag this around and you can select the rooms like that. And and here's Magic.
Nice.
There he is.
That's so cool.
This is the number you can see on Magic's chest
cute.
there. This is actually a measure. This is kind of a development feature. This is a measure of the latency between the.
Okay.
So that's. It's an estimate, but that's something like milliseconds. So we're running at about 200 milliseconds latency. So it's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast, yeah.
So Magic's got a coin now. He's picked up one of the coins. We can talk about tokens and coins a little bit later. We haven't implemented it yet, but we have some big plans. So nice. Magic's he's gonna take this coin here and he's gonna put it into the coin slot that's in the bowling lane, and then you can see.
That's so cute. It's so amazing.
That's now open, and then he creates some pins down the end and some balls, and then he's ready to bowl. So yeah, there's got 3 lanes here that you can play on. He's pretty good. Oh yeah, very nice. So it's
cool.
We can also get the other perspective from here. So we made this as a bowling simulator. So if you want to also pick up the pins, you can throw these around as well. So you can throw pins at pins if you want to. We tried to keep it a kind of the open world feel. So everything is possible.
Yeah. You can go there. Yeah, you can do anything basically. Yeah.
So it's not set around some rules. It's just based on physics. If you want to have a bit more privacy for your bowling, then you can also use this this lever here, and this brings down some shields between the lanes so that you can have like you don't end up bowling on other people's lanes. This also if you have a spectator gallery out here, then it stops them from coming in and messing up your game. You know, you can keep it a little bit private.
Oh, okay.
The pandemic, you know.
So
I love
can make
how
a room.
much thought you've put into this.
You can see I really enjoy bowling, huh?
Yeah. It shows. So you could hold like events here. I think now you could with a friend and again share that experience even though you're far apart. But there's just so many possibilities I could also do with this. You could create bowling events, right? You could host parties probably and have a lot of people over virtually, which is something very interesting and could be explored. I think he made like the bowling flyover.
So one thing I'll add as well is that there are other limitations to what we're doing. Obviously, this is pretty cutting edge stuff. So having a peer-to-peer network can sometimes be quite a lot of strain on the device. So we limit the number of people in each room. So at the moment, this is just the first iteration of the peer-to-peer. So we have a limit of like 6 people. Then when you set up your room,
a lot, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So you can have two on each lane, and you can choose when you set up your room. You can choose how many people you want to have in it by moving this around.
Oh, I see.
So that's configurable.
But while we're playing, if someone decides to join us, I would just change it immediately, as long as like the maximum is 6.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right. I think in the future, we're starting to plan the next iteration of this, and we're hoping to get this up to like 12 or maybe even 20 in one experience. So it's a step-by-step process. But just to give you a little teaser for that, I think we're probably going to go down the route of like, you know how peer-to-peer file sharing works? If you so you connect to like a magnet link or something like that, and you identify all of the peers. We're going to use something similar in this space.
Great.
And that's much more efficient, and that's actually a much smarter way to do this. At the moment, this is WebRTC for those nerds out there that care about these things.
Do you have an idea if there are esports games that is focused on VR?
There are some really good ones. I've actually tried out, of course, a few of the bowling experiences. And you can get some really, really high quality stuff. However, they're still apps. So generally, I haven't seen a bowling experience that's a website. So what that means is from our side, from the developer side, it's really nice because we can just make some changes. We can push the changes. We can do an update. And then it's just available. No one has to download an app or get a new update or firmware update, something like that. You know, it's just available online.
Okay. Yeah, agree. Great.
So now Magic's bowling with two balls at the same time.
Why not? I mean, if you're there and it's your playground, do whatever, right?
Exactly. So the other thing I'll mention, you asked about the soundtrack. So I included. So I included this little record player here.
Your own music.
And what you can do, it has an album loaded into it, so you can play through the tracks. Everything we wanted to make everything in the space interactable. You know, there's no dumb objects here. Everything is
amazing.
You can see around the back here. It's got a little description of the.
How fun! I love the details that you guys added.
Yeah.
Wow. Could I just play?
So this is,
sorry, is the music library just the ones you provided, or could I sync like pop music or things like that?
It's a good question. At the moment, it's just the album that's loaded on there. But that actually touches on a point about kind of how you would go about changing this yourself, and we can come back to that a little bit later. We really want other people to be able to customize these experiences. And we can say a little bit more about that soon. But yeah, customizability, giving people control of this experience is what we're all about. So that shows you a kind of physics simulator type of experiment that we created. And then obviously here you can see there's a portal down here. And if you walk through this, then this will take you back to the island. So all of the different spaces are connected. So you travel between portals. I like links between websites.
Yeah. There's a community comment. We have a community comment from Samuel Jams. He is requesting for Coldplay music. That's a good comment. Thank you, Samuel Jams. He wants Coldplay music.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Well, inside the VR, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And again,
if they could play like music NFT there, that'd also be interesting, like a good integration, right?
That's a really cool idea. I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
Actually, there's so many things that you can do here. To be honest,
everything. Yeah.
everything is.
Yeah, because like virtual reality just presents so many possibilities I could play with, because it's like you're copying the rules, man. Like there's just so much more things that you could do and play with, basically. So we've seen two of them already. Do you want to go straight to the third one, or you answer? Or maybe let's answer some questions from the
answer first. A few questions before we
There's
go.
A lot of them going past. Yeah, maybe we can look at a couple of those.
Yeah.
Let's get a few community questions. So let them engage. But I did like Samuel Jan's comment on the Coldplay. Okay.
It changes the selection of the sound changes the experience quite a lot. I think it's really interesting to see how it feels with different music.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. That's a good point. Because here's the thing,
and you'll be able to vibe more, right?
Yeah, the technology will just move forward.
Yeah.
In a few years from now, VR is going to be so good, so great. Everybody will be using it. Everybody will be adopting it. And creating it right now, starting right now, really moves you ahead. You're already there. And the thing is, in Web3, you can do a lot of things. Having a VR project, like what you mentioned, NFT music, NFTs, the advertisement inside, everything. There's so many things that you can do.
So one thing I would point out. So this is where we started off. I told you when we were living together, we started thinking, oh, you could do this, you could do this. We had 100 ideas for all the different things we could make with this. And what we've come to realize is that this is more than one lifetime of work, right? So I could spend the rest of my life building this stuff, and I wouldn't even get to the end, or even I wouldn't get to 10% of the way through.
Point. Yeah,
so what we thought was much better is if other people can build whatever they want. So what you're looking at here is some kind of examples of stuff that we've made. What we really want to, what we've come here really to show you is not just like, hey, look at the experience we made, but the core pipeline for this, the pipeline that turns a Unity game engine scene into a canister on the internet computer. That pipeline is what we're going to give away.
Oh yeah,
So we're going to open source the tools to make this yourself.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Including like video tutorials, documentation. So if someone is a developer or even if someone wants to become a developer, it can pick up our projects and follow step by step tutorials. Things, and then
that's amazing.
And then learn how to do those experiences by yourself at Unity. And then using internet computer architecture, you can put your own experience into your own canister, and then you fully own it forever.
Agree.
It's
awesome.
no one in between. Even then, we are really not in between. So it's.
We want to facilitate that. We want to give tools to people to make their dreams come true. Basically.
Agree. Yeah. Especially in the future, in a few years from now, everybody will be doing that definitely. But maybe I'm going advanced here. Can I ask about what will be the revenue model? What do you get from it? Will you be tokenizing it? Because I think the future, what we're looking at is tokenization of everything. To be honest, projects building here and there, but everybody benefiting from the first user to the most engaged and everything. Will there be such for your project?
Yeah, it's a great question. Just before I answer it, the question came up from Jeremiah about the mental.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes. Which I can come back to. I'd like to answer your question first, but let's come back to that. I think that's a really wonderful question, so I'd like to bring that in later. So about the kind of commercialization, the kind of commercial roadmap. So we've been talking a lot about this. I think this is really important because we want to make sure we give open source tools to the community, and that people can access this, and there's no barrier there for people to go, so they don't have to pay to use this. And I think that's the only way that this can be truly open, is to do that. However, that's not a very easy thing for a VC or for an investor to look at. So what we decided to do is split these two things. So we're going to have the Island Foundation. We're going to have the community side, where we give open source tools and free tutorials and lots of toolkits for people to make this stuff. And then in parallel, we're also going to run the enterprise side, which is about giving kind of specific focus on businesses to allow them to build kind of commercial versions of this. So when a business comes to this and they want to see, like, what can I do in 1 year? Which functions am I going to deliver? they don't want to rely on a community in development to do that. They need some certainty, right? They need some real sort of hard facts. And so we want to give that possibility to businesses, but at the same time keep it free for the community.
Yeah, I agree. Good point. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah's question.
Yeah, this question about like how can gaming like this
that was
affect
a
mental
good
health?
one.
I think it's such an important question. It's something that often people don't talk about very much. And when you look at some of the things that have happened to do with like some other social media stuff, it's really been damaging to people, and we're really critical of that. We want to make sure that people have kind of an open space to feel good, right? And to have control over their data. First of all, it's about having control over your data, so that for example, we know now that Facebook can identify you from your movements. Right. I mean, depending on just how you move around, they can say, okay, we can say with 95% accuracy that this is this person. And I think that's kind of scary.
Point. Yeah.
So if you have a server if this is a centralized system and all of the experiences are on a single platform, on a single server, then there's no way that you can really be sure that is kind of not being used in some way that you don't like. What we're proposing here is that anyone can make their own space. And that means that it doesn't mean that you have a space on our platform. It means that you own the code.
Yeah.
You actually have full control over what the code is doing and which functions and which data it's sending, which data it's receiving. And so we want to make sure that that's full decentralization. It's not just the kind of suggestion of decentralization. When everyone is their own developer and they can actually control the code, then they can be sure of that. And the thing that goes with that is responsibility. Is people become responsible for their content. And then that's very clear. You know, if someone puts up something that is like dishonest or hateful, it's their responsibility to look after. And if that's bad, then those are the people, they need to be held responsible for that. So, and I think that's very simple. I think people need to be taking responsibility for their content, but at the same time owning everything that they make completely.
Yeah. I think that's a challenge of Web3 in general.
That's a really good point.
So there's a bunch of questions about mobile versions. In theory, it works on every platform because it's a website. It's not really set up for mobile use at the moment, but that'll come later.
I checked the mobile. It was I saw it earlier actually.
I mean, it will load, but we didn't build in the interaction and the movement. We really want to focus on VR and bringing this to the VR platform first. We want to encourage people to get VR headsets, basically, and really feel this in an immersive way. We think that there's something really special about feeling this stuff.
Go ahead.
VR is amazing. I mean, the technology behind it. Again, so we're still at the very early stages of it, but the potential that we're seeing for VR technology is already massive, and I feel like something that's eventually going to explode, and everyone's eventually going to have. But now that we're just starting, and people don't really have the physical VR set yet, do you feel like that would be a barrier for mass adoption, or how do you feel about that? That not everyone's open to that yet.
Sure, I understand that sometimes. I think the biggest problem with VR adoption, in my opinion, is that there's not enough good content. And so I can understand why people are a bit hesitant to get a VR headset. But we're trying to fix that. You know, we're trying to create not just a new app or a new website that people can go to, but a whole system, a whole framework that people can use to build their own. And hopefully that will really inspire people to get it.
Yeah, because the VR technology at the moment is sort of still, it's been on the market kind of 10 years, but it's still early days. It's still there's some content, but compared to the content that is on for mobile devices or for PCs is very little. And the devices you have already, you can buy some good cheap, affordable VR headsets, but we still have to wait for maybe the next generation of headsets that will be very cheap and very performant and very comfortable to wear. So that is, I'm guessing that is coming. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point, actually. I remember people buying the Nintendo Switch just because they liked Animal Crossing content. So I feel like if they had the urge, or people wanted to try a certain type of content, maybe the Island Collective, they a headset
maybe
so they could try it. So that's a answer.
Yeah. Can we showcase a few more?
Yeah, we've got 2 more that we can look at.
We have 2 more, right?
It will be great for those watching on the replays. They want to see everything here. Thank you, Magic.
Yeah, you're getting your exercise today, huh?
I know.
Okay, we can go to the club maybe this time.
To the club, okay.
Great.
These are all running on the internet computer right now as well. They're all on chain. They're all completely open, and we can share the links as well. Anyone can go there. Anyone can go and enjoy them.
Yeah. Can you share, Julian, or maybe Will, in the private chat, so we can flash it on screen?
Yes.
Any links?
Yeah, sure. We'll get through the demo, and then I'll share some links. And,
Sure.
So here I am in the club. You can see it's set in the sky. So if you do glitch and fall out, let me see if I can do it for you.
Oh
you can
no,
always
that's
fall out of these things. If you do this in VR, it's pretty dramatic. I have to say,
yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, I tried VR. Yeah, and this one,
skydiving is really fun in VR. That's one of our next plans. We want to do some kind of skydiving experience.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if there are some experiences that you're afraid to try in real life, maybe you could try them in VR first. See how you feel about it, and then try it in real life.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. As soon as you put on the VR headset, your brain, that you're in a virtual world, but your brain just believes it.
Yeah.
And it just says, oh, okay, I'm falling, I'm jumping, and it's weird. You have these 2 sides.
Yeah.
Okay. Magic, lead the way. Where do you want to go?
Okay, we can go here.
So here's the club. This is also. I don't know if you can hear the sound. We've got a nice little beat going on.
Could he also DJ there?
Yeah.
I can hear a little sound. Yeah. There's a bar.
Oh, you could rave.
I like that, the ICP. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So here we wanted to create a kind of a different sort of social vibe, different scene for people to hang out in, and then we also wanted to create some other little games as well. So there's a few different sections to this. What we've got here is a pool table, and each of the cues you can see on the wall is different. They have different weight, different kind of. So Magic's going to try. It's quite difficult to play. It takes a bit of practice because, of course, you can't feel yourself holding the cue. So it's
I can only
that's the
imagine
challenge,
how
right?
weird that would be your first time. But like you said, eventually you get used to it.
So you can play with as many cue balls as you want. There's no problem. It's all based on based around physics.
Oh, I caught a few. Nice.
Oh, very nice. Oh.
Wow. How did he do that? That's a good break.
Yeah.
Without even feeling the taco and the ball.
Oh,
I like playing like that. Actually.
I'm pretty sure that's cheating.
There are no rules in VR.
Yeah.
We've got a different another jukebox in here.
Oh, nice.
I see how big music is influencing the vibe, right? So you're free to add that as well in the VR experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. Choosing which album to put in the jukebox was difficult, but this is a very good one.
It's worth it. It looks amazing. It's a vibe.
Yeah, so we created this scene. There's a second pool table around here if you want to have a slightly more kind of a quieter vibe. If you want to play pool in peace, then you can come and play here. If you don't want to be next to the jukebox, so we created that as well. Yeah, and then we're back around to the pool.
I have a question here from, what is it? Hold on. Can you hold meetings there? Private meetings or something? Is that possible? Even possible?
So at the moment, we've been working with. That's something we can show in the final demo. Actually, is that we wanted to work with some kind of streaming audio. So like sending. At the moment, these other demos are just kind of sharing avatars. There's no audio. But in the fourth demo, there's also a 2-person experience for sharing audio as well. So you can meet at the moment just one other person and then stream audio from your avatars.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that's more challenging. That's a harder thing to do. There's a lot more data flowing there.
I agree, yeah.
The possibilities are endless because, like we keep mentioning, once the technology matures, I'm pretty sure the game will mature along with it. So there's just so many things that we could do. So you've already shown us 3, right? The beach one, the bowl alley, and then the sky bar. So, would you mind showing us like the 4th one?
Yeah, sure. We can jump straight across to the bunker.
Okay.
The bunker. Oh, so what made you choose like the 4 ones? I know the bowling alley. That's your thing. That was like your that's your audience, right? How about the other ones? Like, what's the story behind those?
Well, the island came around because of the Island Collective. So we wanted to have that tropical vibe. We feel like the symbolism of the Island Collective is important. So we see each of these experiences as a kind of island in the metaverse, if you want. So each one is completely unique. Each one has its own feel, its own style, and especially when other devs start making their own, that will become even more diverse. So each island is really kind of like its own little ecosystem, you know. It has its own features, it has its own quirks, its own little bugs, of
little
course.
world,
But together, we're all a kind of loose collective, right? We're all kind of doing the same thing. We're going in the same direction, and that's really important. So that's where the island concept came from.
Yeah, we have a technical question here from Salvador Chan. What's the burn rate per cycle while gaming? Hold on.
So if you load the experience without the network connection, 0.
Really?
When you load it costs a few cycles to load the experience, but then because of what you're doing is you're using the Unity engine on your local machine, on the VR headset, on the PC, whatever. So it actually doesn't cost you anything. If you then once you start transferring data in peer-to-peer stuff, it's also free. Because it's running from a browser level. It's not running through the canister. Now, when we start getting into transactions and some other stuff like that, when you start kind of interacting with other services on the internet computer, then you start paying for cycles. But we wanted to make sure that basically it's as cheap as possible for everyone to do this. So there are some costs, as with every canister on the internet computer. You have to look after your cycles. And that actually links into something we thought about for our tokens, but we can come back to that in a little bit. So this experience, this is Debunker. This is actually something this was our submission to the Supernova Hackathon last year, and we won second place in the Metaverse kind of track there.
Congrats, by the way.
Now, Magic's he's got hold of a baseball bat. So what I'm going to do over here, excuse the menu being a bit glitchy. It's something I need to fix. So here is a launcher. He looks like he's ready. So here we've got there's a little two-person game. So one person can load the baseballs into the machine, and the other person can do some pitching practice at the other side.
That's nice. How's the physics there? The same feel?
Accurate. I spent time finding out like how baseballs actually fly. You know, what's the angular drag versus the translational drag? This is very important.
I agree.
Because they have seams, right? So they turn a bit differently.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So the other thing is like, so if you're throwing something around in this space, we're calculating as you move your hand through the air. What the website is doing is that it's tracking how fast you're moving your hand, and then when you release the ball, all of that momentum gets converted into kinetic energy for the object you're holding. And depending on the weight of the object,
good idea,
and also depending on the drag of the object, it changes. You can tell I'm a physicist, right?
Yeah. You put so much thought and care into this. I mean, you didn't really have to do that, but the fact that you did, you applied, the other experiences that you had to this one. It just shows how much passion and how serious you are about the project.
Yeah, that physics module, that's one of the core modules that we're going to be giving away. So anyone who builds one of these scenes, they'll have that physics built in. So they won't have to go and make that.
Wow.
They don't need to recreate it again or research again.
Yeah. We know it's hard work. It's not something that people usually have a lot of kind of sense for. It's complicated.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make that super easy. And it's as someone pointed out, it's all based around Unity physics. So that's also a possible. So we've chosen to make like realistic physics, but you can make unrealistic physics if you want to. If you want to press a button and gravity turns upside down, you can do that.
That will be fun.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go crazy.
That could be fun. You know what's fun actually for VR, I think? Horror games. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you have any plans of doing something like that?
I can't stand it personally. I'm not a fan of horror games, but I see that some people really love it. So I would be happy to see people making that stuff with our framework.
Oh my God. Imagine that VR. Oh my, I can't.
It's too much.
I can't
it's
wrap
too
my
much.
head around
No.
it. Yeah, too much for me. I'm not the target market for that one. I'll stick to the bunker or the island.
You add some horror music and quiet, creepy sound.
That's too much.
It would be a big hit.
I did once play. I played Half-Life on a really nice system. A friend of mine had a really good setup, and I was playing the Half-Life in VR, and like it's scary. Like
Really?
when you play these games, just like running around shooting stuff that's crawling on the wall and jumping at you, it's fine. But when you're actually like in a realistic scene and you hear something behind you, like it's
yeah.
Can you imagine if someone made like a horror VR game and someone's like whispering? Oh my God, no. Not for me.
You'll find me in the box.
So what are you guys working on now? Talk to us, like, what are you most focused on, and what can we expect like months from now, years from now? What are you guys planning on doing?
Well, we have a lot of different ideas. As you can see, we've been kind of working through this kind of step by step. So a couple of people have mentioned, I think, stuff about tokens, and you said as well, Nelson, that's obviously a big feature in the kind of the Web3 space. So we want to kind of follow the same principle here, which is like we can create a token. We will be creating a token at some point. The tokenomics you'll find in that token are going to be different to other people's. We want to make sure that it's really, really horizontal. that we don't. It's possible for people to use this token and do interesting things with it, but we're trying to avoid a situation where lots of people want to get as much as they can. And I think so. And that's just kind of our perspective on this. But the way we see this kind of unrolling over the kind of longer period over the next years is that we want to build the tools for other people to make tokens. We come back to this idea that we're tool makers, and lots of people are going to want to have their own token with their own experience. So we're going to kind of create a platform that allows other people's tokens to use that.
Oh,
So
that's
we want
a
to
good
kind of
idea.
pass this forward to other developers.
Agree. And any plans of crowdfunding, NFTs, SNS, or such, wherein communities can participate and be early with your project or something?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our kind of one of the next plans in the next months is to think about how we can use NFTs in this space, and our goal is really to use it as a kind of membership card. So if you have an NFT, that's your membership for the collective, and we're going to keep those really cheap. But we're not going to. It won't be an expensive thing. So the idea is to have, if we keep it cheap and we give lots of nice tools to people, we hope that that's going to generate lots of revenue for us to help us keep building new things. But we don't want to put that barrier too high. And then we want to make sure that however, like the few ICP that people are going to pay, they get a lot of stuff for that. They're going to get lots of like extra tutorials, like kind of insights into the projects. There's going to be like new opportunities to meet other people in the community. Lots of things with that.
How about partnering as well with other ICP projects? Will you be going with Yumi Marketplace, Funded? Other projects?
We don't have a specific plan for that.
Okay.
We're talking to a few people at the moment.
But we are in touch with a few people, and probably some interesting collaboration will rise from that, I hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there are so many interesting projects that you can work with and create interesting things with, because you're build. This is VR, and again, the possibilities are endless. So I'm super excited with what you guys are gonna come up with. Do you have any upcoming events? Like, what do you do online? How do you engage with the community?
So on Friday, we are doing a podcast with Javier. He's
So
we do that on Friday, 3:00. So you can find the link in our on our Twitter. So this is our next event, and we're just basically trying to keep meeting different communities, different people who are interested in our project, people who can be a part of the project, or developers. So just a bit of promotion really everywhere. So you will probably see us on this podcast, there a little bit, with this community, with you guys. So
everywhere.
More. That's a great thing. Let's get a few more community questions. I think we haven't chosen our 5. Modern Mulan, you want to choose, or Will Magic?
So let's go through the questions, because there are a lot. So let's
there's a lot of questions. All the questions are really good. It's hard to pick one. I'll just go.
We can do quick fire as well. We can just try and get through as many as possible if you want. Like
we give out prizes on the chosen questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So please, you choose. I don't mind. Whatever you think is good.
There's so many. I've been reading the questions like for how many minutes now. It's just really hard to pick. Also, I think it's because you already answered, some of the questions while you were explaining the game as well.
I want to choose one question. I think this one is good, by Peter Gabriel Miranda. He's asking, what do you think are benefits of VR in Web3 compared to the traditional VR experience in Web 2? How do you plan to ensure a sustainable VR market in a fast-changing Web3 space? So
that's a good one.
It's a great question.
It's a really good one. It's a really good one, actually. Hard to answer as well, but I think I have an answer for that because our experience is built on the internet computer that has a very special architecture, allowing for all the things we've already said, like self-hosting, security, and all this kind of stuff. And the experience is available from the VR browser, so you don't need the app to download it. So this is the main difference and the main advantages of this. And we believe that actually in the future, browser is going to become more and more. People are going to use browsers more and more. Actually, it's already happening. You have calendars on your browser, you have mail, you have everything on your browser. So ultimately, I believe that everything in some years will be just on the browser, online, live, from the blockchain. So we believe that this is going to happen. So this is kind of like the route we're taking.
That's a good point.
The VR experience also needs to be accessible from the browser, and the code needs to be decentralized, stored in a place like an internet computer, for example. So that's the main difference.
That's actually, I would just really make that point as well. Like I think sustainability is something we care about. Not just environmental sustainability, but kind of financial sustainability, community sustainability. There's all of these different aspects to that, and I think the only way to really ensure that it becomes long lasting is to make sure that it's run, it's owned by the people that build it. This is really the core thing. Whoever takes the time to build the space, they own that piece of it.
Good answer.
Agree.
Yeah, very good answer. And thank you so much for sending it, Peter, Gabriel, Miranda. So far you've chosen this question, and I have here like two more that you guys were able to answer.
Let's
the one about like mental health, mobile version. Yeah. One more that I wasn't able to find though, but we'll just play back the stream later. Would you
sorry, it's Modern Mulan is a bit hanging, I think, on yours. Okay, let's get do you have other questions that you can see that are good to answer?
I'm looking through
that we haven't answered yet earlier.
Maybe this one. This is more of a general one. So your view, what are some of the most pressing challenges facing the gaming industry today, and what solutions might be proposed to address them? So if you could answer the way where the Island Collective participates in the solution, that'd be great as well.
I can put one piece on that. I think there's a lot of different ways to answer this question. It's obviously pretty broad. One thing that I've noticed from the gaming space is that there's a lot of suspicion around NFTs. There's not yet, I think, a strong crossover between the gaming world and the NFT world, and I think there's good reasons for that. I think there are people who take games very seriously, and they want to really kind of get into a game. They really want to immerse in that world and have a really a complete and kind of interesting experience. They sometimes find that the NFT side of things becomes a bit too shallow, and it becomes too much about like getting lots of NFTs. It's not really about the game anymore. And so I think we can bring something that's in the middle there. I think we come at this from an experience first. We want to make sure that the experience is really, really great. And then on top of that, we think about how NFTs incorporate into that experience, rather than how does the experience fit into NFTs.
That's a good point of view as well.
It's a good point, because in the future what we're looking at really is you wouldn't even know that you're playing in the blockchain. You just like the game, you enjoy it, but again, tokenization of everything in the future, full decentralization in the future. you wouldn't even know that you're interacting with the blockchain, which is a good thing as well.
Yeah.
And because you just love the game, and that's what we're looking at, actually, full adoption.
Yeah, I mean, security is always an important thing. I mean, whatever you do, if you want to make sure that the game is secure, and that's something that the Internet Computer offers in spades, is that there's a distributed server architecture. The code for each of these experiences is not running on one server. In fact, each of the nodes in the Internet Computer, it doesn't even see the whole code.
Yeah.
So it's
guys,
good point.
I've just find a very interesting question from Scott Martin.
Go ahead.
So he's saying, if I am a creator, a VR creator, is we have a chance to create our world or place there?
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
It's a great question. It's easy to answer as well.
Yeah. Because so our next step is to open source the code and provide the tutorials for people and developers to learn how to build their own spaces. So once this work is finished, and we hope to finish it in a couple of months and release the open source version, then other developers can pick it up and build their own spaces. So that's Scott Martin. Thank you for that question. And this is the answer. So soon you will be able to pick up our framework and build your own space.
Yeah, please get in touch.
That's
if you're a VR creator and you want to come talk to us.
And we just want to exactly. We want to announce
experience here already.
If you guys
we can talk about early access too.
Yeah. If you guys, if there are any developers in this community, or you are interested in building something similar that we do, please get in touch. You can write straight a message to us on Discord or Twitter. Just get in touch if you're a developer.
Okay, we're gonna add it on the description.
That's a huge opportunity for developers.
We will help you to build the space for free basically.
For free. Okay.
Just get in touch and we will see how we can help you. And,
where can you find something like that? That's why I love the Web3 space, because in Web2, like, you have to pay a huge chunk of money to be able to build something that's yours. But now here, I mean, you're helping them out and you're teaching them. You're giving so much knowledge to everyone. That's amazing.
Well, in Web 2 as well, there's no international connection wherein the Philippines can connect to a different country, and Web 3 does that. Basically, we're all equal.
Breaks down the barriers for everyone.
Breaks down the barriers, so it's just a good thing.
Nice.
I would point out
that's
as well
amazing.
that this kind of experience, this VR running on the web, that's not even really a Web 2 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like there's not so many examples of that. Like
exactly, exactly.
I think that the work you guys do is amazing. I mean, again, not only from the Island Collective itself is really good, and again, the immersive experience. I feel like that would be a game changer for so many people. The way you connect with people, it's just like a huge level up from the options that we currently have. So aside from that, also the building thing, that's mind blowing. Again, you can't find anything like that in the Web 2 space, and the barriers you guys are breaking, the opportunities, the doors that you are opening, not only for Filipinos but also for for anyone in the world who wants to build. That's truly great, and we loved having you here. We hope to have you back. Like, now you have 4. I feel like in a few months, with the
time was so quick.
You guys have, like,
we've been here like we've been here like 1.5 hours, and it's still
the time just flew by.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this meeting. I have to say, it's really
we
nice.
Need to have you. Yeah, we need to have you again, guys.
We will come back for sure. Very soon.
Developments
with new stuff.
If you have the NFTs, if you have an announcement, just ping us. We can schedule you definitely.
Hopefully by that time we have the VR, so we could try it with you. Like, we could go bowling together, Magic.
That would be amazing.
I would beat you. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how to bowl, but I for sure would practice. So that next time I would beat you.
Yeah, I need to put like a horror mask to scare you. And,
psychological game, very nice.
No,
We'll have a horror
you're
game straight
rigging
away.
the game.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
That's correct. Yeah, DM us if you have a horror game. I would love to play that, definitely. Yeah,
If
by the
there's a
way,
horror game, someone else would
if
host.
ever you happen to pass by here in the Philippines, just also message us. We can include you on meetups here. We also do several community meetups here in the Philippines, events and everything. That you can be included, of course.
Yeah, we'll put it on the world tour. We'll put it in the top.
Exactly.
Ah,
Horror
I love that.
game world tour.
Yeah, horror game world tour. No.
horror launch. The launch.
So yeah, just one last thing I'll say. I just dropped the link
Go ahead.
in for the island there, and so if you want to share that
Yes.
around, then
Okay.
anyone
Can
can.
you Modern
this
Mulan,
is your ticket to
I-
the island. It's completely open. It's completely free. It's yours to go and play with.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I put the link in the comment section. I also put it in the description box and pinned comment section after the live stream. But you guys can see it
Yeah.
here now. You can find it in the comment section if you guys are interested in trying this as well. And if you do try it, please let us know on social media. Post about it. Share your experience. If you have feedback as well, that's very, very much welcome. Do you guys want to share your social media accounts? How could they reach you? And again, if you have other upcoming events or things that you want to promote, this would be the best time to do that.
Or final words for the Filipinos, invite them.
Yeah.
So absolutely, yeah, we are just so happy to be here and sharing the stuff. Everything we do is about sharing it with other people. So if you want to come and find us on Twitter or Discord, these are our two main platforms at the moment. We're going to start up some new ones soon, but this is where you can get in touch with us right now.
Yeah. At the Island Call. All right. So thank you so much, Will and Magic. We loved having you here. I truly enjoyed the demos. It's so different when you talk about it versus when you show it. So I had an amazing time, and I'm sure the viewers did as well. We hope to have you back very, very soon. I hope we get to play together next time. That's the goal.
Yes, I would love it.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, the whole Filipino community. You are great guys, great people. It was fantastic to connect and show the demo and just chat with you guys, have some laughing and good time with community questions. It's so cool, so cool. I'm loving it. So I'm looking forward to come back.
More to come. Magic and Will. Thank you very much.
Just the beginning.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Lovely.
Thank you
lovely,
and good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for sharing the Island Collective with us and your stories. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ayan. Sir Nelson, what do you think about the Island Collective? Anong masasabi mo?
Yeah, it's cool actually, 'di ba? Nakakatuwa na merong VR. Pangalawang VR project na guest natin actually. Si Unfold VR dati, ito naman ngayon. So nakakatuwa na mas dumadami yung VR, 'di ba? Pwede nga sila mag-collaborate silang dalawa.
Yeah.
Madami na.
Actually,
which is good. Yeah, but na-try ko kasi yung VR dati, pero tagal na. Nahilo ako eh. So kailangan ko i-try ulit.
Siguro it's I think like what
kailangan
Magic
natin i-try
said.
ulit.
Kapag naman bago ka for a while, especially napaka-bulky pa, I feel like eventually in the future, magiging mas maliit na yung mga yon, mas convenient na. No? I think that's something we probably could look forward to as well. And what I loved about the Island Collective is that may 4 na agad na choices. And these are either kung gusto mo activity talaga, if you're competitive,
pwede mo na
bowling
gamitin,
alley,
no?
you know what I mean? Right? Oo. And then, meron silang sky bar if you wanna play pool. Kung gusto mo sumayaw lang sa jukebox, kung gusto mo mag-DJ, kung gusto mo sa bar area. There's so much already sa isang area pa lang. So that's pretty interesting. And yung answer ni Will kanina, that really spoke to me, yung barrier for VR. So I think the reason why nga wala pang VR yung mga tao is wala pang reason to buy it. Kasi there's a lack of content pa. Pero dahil nga marami na nagbe-build, eventually mapipit na rin yung interest mo and you're like, oh, I'm missing out. I need a VR. Alam mo yun. So it's really nice to see na there are people, na we're able to talk to people who are pushing for that. Mga disruptors in the space.
Agree. Yeah. I think malaking project din sila. So marami pa silang magagawa. Kaka-launch lang din na sobrang bago pa talaga.
Yeah. Sobrang bago pero ang dami ng accomplishments.
Ang dami nilang inputs, ang dami na nilang alam actually.
Ang daming demo din talaga. And it's again, I mentioned this during the interview. It's super nice na physicist kasi si Will. So it's really nice na yung background niya from Web 2 experience na a-apply niya sa Web 3. I just think na that says a lot about him as a developer and again, yung dedication niya sa project na ginagawa nila. So there was one question na I wasn't able to hear kung kanino galing because of my connection. Sir Nelson, maybe we could just backtrack sa live stream. But from my end, ito yung 5. So 6 yung winners, right? May isa na hindi ko nakakuha.
That's okay.
Pero, So the 5 ones are Peter, Gabriel, Miranda, Jeremiah, Ezama, Samuel Jams, Espeso, and Scout Martin. Hindi yung napiling question ni Scout Martin, pero meron siyang question na nakuha. So, hinighlight ko lang yun. So, again, Sir Ape, ano nila, makakuha nilang prize and how could they claim that?
DM lang sa Twitter, 1.5 ICP, weekly. Kung nananalo ka weekly lagi, then may weekly ICP, di ba? So, DM lang sa Twitter so we know that you're following us. If hindi pa kayo nag-follow, then follow us sa Twitter and DM there.
You're missing out if you're not following ICP Manila. Dahil lahat po ng announcements natin ay nandoon. May mga pag-giveaways din tayo. So please do follow us, be a part of our community. Say hi, mangumusta kayo, make friends doon. Palaki ng community natin at we have, a lot of exciting things na pine-prepare namin just for you guys. So please give us a follow. Tell your friends about us. And speaking of that, Sir Abe, meron ba tayong upcoming events or any announcements na you want our community?
Meron, but hindi pa announced. So, ongoing. But definitely, second half of the year, is going to be busy for us.
Good kind of busy, you guys. Kasi nga, napakarami natin pine-prepare.
Yes.
And we're thinking of changing up yung natin. If gusto nyo ba ng games, gusto nyo ba ng like a specific type of guest, may mga request ba kayo? Please let us know. Sobrang nakikinig kami sa inyo. Ayan, kung meron kayong mga requests, suggestions, i-comment nyo lang yan. Or again, pwede kayong mag-message sa mga natin, sa Twitter handle or wherever you can find us. So, ayan. Sir Ape, anything else that you want to share?
That's it. Magandang gabi. And maraming salamat. See you in real life soon.
Yes. Yes. Kami yung pupunta sa inyo kung malayo man kayo. Ayan. So, Filipino conversation daw. Scout Martin, sino yung guest natin na diretsong Pilipino tayo nun? Because really good conversation. Sobrang sarap na makipagkwentuhan in Tagalog. Iba talaga, no? So,
hopefully next week,
we can have more Filipino guests. Yan.
Next week, let's have
para
Filipino
naman yung
guests.
English ko na re-recharge. Oo, tama.
Tama
Local projects.
Yes.
Local projects.
We'll do that. Siguro every other week, no? Pwede.
Actually, maganda nga yun. Para ibang perspective din yung nakukuha natin. I think yung mga international projects are amazing and the opportunity to connect with them, di ba, napakaganda. Pero iba pa rin din kasi yung tama kapag local projects. So we'll make sure to feature more Filipinos dito, even creators, no, gagawin natin. Yes, the block. Thank you so much for reminding me. The block po yung nakakwento natin na ang tagal din ng kwentuhan natin noon, di ba? Sobrang dami nating aspects na napag-usapan and hopefully we get to do that with other Filipinos and local projects. So again, maraming salamat po for joining us for episode 22, The Island Collective. ano nga ba ito? If you have more questions for them, be a part of their community, and then ayun kung may mga request kayo. So, thank you so much for joining us every Wednesday, you guys, and we'll try to bring more content out for you. So this has been Astro Ape and Crypto and Modern Mulan. Maraming salamat po. Have a great night,
Bye-bye.
everyone. And sa team Replay, maraming salamat po. Bye!